So now we finally have a vivarium. But what's actually going on inside? From the get-go, you can notice part of the plant's dying. The leaves are wilting from the stress of the transfer. Some are not looking too good. The leaves are even curling up. This process is called senescence. It is the process where a plant allows its older parts, like leaves, to naturally die off. This helps the plant conserve energy and redirect nutrients to its most vital areas, ensuring survival during tough conditions. This is why I'm confident that they'll recover in time. They are, after all, the most stubborn of plants that won't stop growing in my garden. And already, we have our first visitor. Meet the stink bug, an armored little insect known for its unique defense. When threatened, it releases a pungent odor that wards off predators. But there's more to this bug than its smell. It's also a master of camouflage. No wonder I never noticed him until about a week later. We also have the German roach, if I'm not mistaken. And despite the name, they're actually found worldwide. They're one of the most common household cockroaches. Unfortunately, this is the only footage I have before he went into hiding inside a vivarium. Now let's talk about millipedes, the docile yet misunderstood creatures. With their countless legs and gentle nature, these amazing decomposers work tirelessly to break down organic matter, enriching the soil in the process. They may look a little shy, but millipedes are crucial to keeping ecosystems healthy, and I could watch them for hours as they go about their quiet, important work. And over here we have a beetle, which I have yet to identify. He has just successfully got out of water after falling into the puddle. He was missing a leg when I found him, but I have grown fond of his resilience. And do you recall the parasites we spotted? These creatures are aphids, a tiny yet mighty insect that plays a big role in our ecosystem. Often seen in cluster on the tender leaves of plants, these sap-sucking critters can be a gardener's nightmare, but also serve as vital food source for many predators. Despite their small size, aphids boast a complex life cycle and remarkable survival strategies. Oh no, a horde has discovered and is now marching straight into my vivarium. Turns out, they're not here to cause havoc yet. The ants were seeking out the aphids to form a relationship, a symbiotic one, as the aphids have attracted the ants due to the sugary substance known as honeydew that they produce as they feed. They have developed a mutualistic relationship, where the ants protect these delicate creatures from predators, and in return, the aphids provide the honeydew, which provides the ants a vital source of energy. Despite the noble efforts of the ants, however, everything is futile as the predator that exists in this vivarium is one of nature's most efficient hunter. What's this? Arachnids up ahead, do you want to continue? Oh, isn't this nice chat that we're getting a warning? And yes? Are you sure? Yes? You're entering a realm where shadows shift and whisper of an ancient terror. Be vigilant. The unseen can be your greatest enemy. Okay. So there we have it. The first predator in this vivarium. A skilled architect of silk and stealth. This silent sentinel patrols its domain, waiting patiently for unsuspecting prey. As the guardian of the undergrowth, the spider keeps pests at bay, ensuring that the vivarium remains a thriving habitat for all. And over here, our big guy has finally made its way to the western bank. As it surveys its humble kingdom, we're reminded that there is wonder in the ordinary, and sometimes it's in the stillness where magic truly lies. A dead cicada finally rests, offering its remains to continue the cycle of nature. I carefully lowered it in the resting crawl, the graveyard on our western bank. And now, rest and feast shall begin. The snail is the first to join in on the feast. After all, slow and steady wins the race. And eventually, The isopods join in, grabbing their fair share. The creatures are finally starting to enjoy the feast. The ants eventually crashed in after growing tired of the sweets. They are now craving for protein. And even our favorite beetle joins into the fray. I wonder what it actually eats, but it looks like he is enjoying the remains of a cicada. Night falls in our vivarium. The stonebreaker begins its nightly ritual. This fascinating behavior serves as a protective embrace, shielding itself from the cold and conserving precious moisture. And the wandering isopod, still drunk from the feast, rests on a leaf. It's eating what appears to be my dog's hair. This scene reminds me of drunken nights of my youth. It's like we're stopping by a fast food chain for a midnight snack before settling in. And the isopod has finally fallen asleep. I'm very happy that this vivarium's first feast is a success. But some critters are still busy doing their work, and this millipede seems to have a quest for us. Wow. Now this is something I have failed to consider when I started all this. Morning comes after a sleepless night, and I keep pondering whether this quest is feasible at all. Maybe it would be best, after all, to release all the millipedes back to the wild. As my worry grows, it seems that the feast has ended. Everyone has left other than two snails who are seemingly hungover, with one still slumbering inside the remains of his feast. And as my mind wanders through all the possible solutions, I stared at the snails, who seemed content with the feast. Suddenly, an idea took shape. If I can keep the isopods full and content, then maybe we can help Millie and save her family. This sliver of hope has lifted the mood, making the day seem already brighter. But I then noticed something resting inside a rotten fruit. Oh no, it's our beetle. I never expected that the feast would be its last supper. And even in death, it chose where it stood. And it chose the perfect spot. The rotten fruit acting as his mausoleum. Rest in peace, my friend. And even with the gloom of losing a life, I remembered that with death comes life.